Okay, so we can finally get to our acceleration and see how this 9-speed and 3.8 liter fully. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're going to be going over the all-new Nissan Frontier SV Midnight Edition. Before getting this video though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Tim Daly Nissan here in Murray, Utah for me some time with this Frontier. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions or need any help, just ask for Jeff. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 3.8 liter V6 that goes through a 9-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 17 around town and then 22 on the highway, with power outputs being 310 horsepower and then 281 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention if you see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Starting with the hood on the Frontier, you guys can see that, well, it's raised there in the center and then on either side, and then look at the Frontier logo all blacked out. And then coming down below, we have these really cool LED headlights with the daytime running lights, and then you can see the LED fog lights. Notice the Nissan logo is white there in the center because it's just Nissan's new logo, and then we do have tow hooks there on the front end. And putting it all together, I mean, this thing with this midnight package looks so cool. And then coming on the side here, tire and wheel setup is 265, 65, 17 in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you can see the wheels are all blacked out as part of this package, and then you can see the little splash guard right next to it. And then we also do have these fixed side steps. And then when you take a look at the side profile of the Frontier with how the fenders pop out and everything, it just looks so cool. Here's our key fob for the Frontier. We have our unlock function and our lock function Nissan logo. Pretty straightforward. And then pulling down the tailgate, it does slow lower. Now we have 1,320 pounds of payload capacity here with the Frontier, and you guys can see the whole setup here. And then we do have that cargo light there at the top. Now lifting up the tailgate, I can tell you it's so much lighter than the Tacoma's tailgate, and I know that because I just reviewed a Tacoma. We have these cool taillights here for the Frontier. Notice all the badges here are blacked out. You got the Midnight badge down below, and then again the new Nissan logo, and then parking sensors there on the bumper. And then putting it all together, this is such a cool looking truck with this Midnight package. Now popping inside, you guys can see really nice padding here on the door panel, and we've got our window control there, decent storage space down below, and we have the like carbon fiber print on the bottom. Really cool looking seats here with this Midnight edition, as you can see. Legroom here in the Frontier for a mid-sized truck's actually pretty good, and then you got some USB ports down below. And then headroom's also solid. Well, I'll be. We got a cup holder armrest. And then with the front door panel, you guys can see all of the padding. We've got all of our window controls. Notice that one is automatic. Door lock and unlock. You got the mirror adjustment. The mirrors do have blind spot monitoring on top of that. And then again, more of that carbon fiber print at the bottom. And then taking a look at the front seat, you can see again that same design. That's really cool. And then you do have your power adjustments on the side and the Frontier logo. Now we've got stuff for like the safety tech here, your cargo light, your hill descent control, and then stability control at the bottom. Now starting with the steering wheel, you guys can see it's a little bit more on the basic side, but the technology is actually not. So we've got voice command volume controls on the left side of the steering wheel. Over here on the right side of the steering wheel, notice we do have adaptive cruise control, turn signal light stock, windshield wiper stock. Now here's our gauge cluster for the Frontier. You guys can see analog gauges on either side, and then you can scroll through some different menus here in the center. Love the off-road status. I guess we're leaned a little bit to the side with this parking lot here, but pretty cool setup, and it lets us know that we're in two-wheel drive right now. Now here's the backup camera. You guys can see trajectory lines do turn with the steering wheel. Resolution's pretty solid. Now with the infotainment system, we've got some analog shortcut buttons here at the bottom, like your volume control, tuner button control as well, and this makes like the 1990s mouse click sound. The amount of nostalgia that I'm experiencing right now is just, why can't we have that sound anymore? We've got our analog controls for the climate system down below, so single zone climate system, and then you guys can see little USBs right here, and then that's just for the parking sensors. Decent storage space right there. We've got some cup holders, and then we have our shifter for that 9-speed automatic. It does have a manual shift function, and then you got your drive line select right here, so we have 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel high, and then 4-wheel low. More storage space right here, and then you guys can see with the top of the center console, and then look at that stitching there on the dash, and then opening up the glove box, pretty solid. We do have a manual mirror dimmer, and then the rear glass is fixed. Now here's our window sticker for this SV. You guys can see the standard equipment here with the truck, which almost everything is standard, well, quite a bit. Base MSRP $36,290, and then you can see the options added to this, like the midnight package that we went over, and then also the tech package. I think those are definitely worth going for. Anyways, $41,505. That's super reasonable, actually. Wow. Let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood. Both the mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. Then throw out the rest of the rear. And let's set off. Setting off in this fancy Frontier. And I'm a big fan of the new Frontier. I was lucky enough that I was able to drive this at the initial launch with the Pro 4X. And then I also got to have a Pro 4X for a week. Took it off-road and everything, and I'm just super impressed with this platform overall. Like, it drives really well. It definitely does have more of an old school feel to it, but I think as a lot of us have experienced with some of the more modern vehicles. Okay, so we are fully setting off in the Frontier now. Look at those shifts. That's the big benefit of this 9-speed. There's something that I really like, want to hit home, is this transmission is so much better than the Toyota Tacomas. Like, it's just, yeah, there's no comparison. The 6-speed in the Tacoma is horrible, especially on the highway and off-road as well. I've taken a Tacoma Trail Edition and a TRD Pro off-road, and both times I was let down with the transmission when I was trying to climb stuff. So yeah, definitely a thing. This Infiniti, I don't know what they're doing, but they first they sat at a stop sign and just blocked everyone, and now they're like, yeah, I don't know what's happening there, people. I don't know. I don't think they know where they're going. But anyways, the steering too, it kind of has like a heavier feel to it. Again, this feels like a real pickup truck. That's the one thing with these Nissan trucks, is they still have that pickup truck, that real pickup truck feel. Other stuff, seat comfort's actually really good with these cloth seats. I'm impressed with that. There's a decent amount of road noise. Do hear a bit. Wind noise, I mean, it's a windy day, so it's kind of see how it does over the train tracks with the suspension. Really solid. Yeah, the body on frame construction with this Frontier is no joke. And this next set of train tracks is really bumpy. Woo! Yeah, the leaf springs and everything. I mean, it actually handles it pretty dang well. Okay, so we can finally get to our acceleration and see how this 9-speed and 3.8 liter fully perform. Yeah, just see those gear shifts. They're just so snappy. Really good truck. So, so many things up here with this Frontier Midnight Edition. Now, I still am more of a fan of the Pro 4X because, like, this is pretty close in price to a Pro 4X. It's a little bit less expensive, but pretty close in price. And for me, personally, I'm an off-road enthusiast. I'd rather have the off-road truck. But if you're not going to off-road, this thing's pretty cool. It looks cool. It drives really well. Again, like I said, it is more affordable than the Pro 4X. It's got really solid equipment as well. And so this definitely has a lot going for it. And so what I'd have to say is, I think this best sums it up. If I was going to buy a mid-sized truck, it would probably be the Frontier, because it's affordable and it's just a really good pickup truck. Like, if I wanted to buy a decently equipped Tacoma, I now have to spend like way over $40,000. And then, you know, the new Chevy Colorado pricings come out, and those are also gonna be way over $40,000. And it's gonna have a turbocharged 2.7 liter 4-cylinder that ain't all that reliable. Just look up the issues with that engine. So, like, this has reliability, it has affordability, and it's just a good old-fashioned pickup truck. I like it. That's gonna sum things up with our video on this Nissan Frontier. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Tim Daly Nissan here in Murray, Utah for giving me some time with this Frontier. Check out the inventory in the description down below. As for Jeff, if you have any questions, I'll see you.